charitable trust here in the United Kingdom wants to make sure that all of their properties fit in with the brand new woke world. Remember that, it's the word charitable trust. And it even includes the one-time and much honoured British Prime Minister, none other than Winston Churchill. What would he have made of this? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. If you're wondering where I am today, I'm outside a wonderful building, in fact. It is the Westminster Public Library. Now, on this particular site, Sir Isaac Newton lived in a house here in the 1700s. That's what I love about London. Wherever you turn, there's a little bit of history. And if you are coming to London, can I recommend this public library, particularly if you love the world of show business. They have floors of magazines, TV guides from yesteryear, and they also put on various talks, most of them free. I've been to quite a few of these talks, and one of the most beguiling for me was none other than a sort of theatre historian, comedian, and of course a very close friend, Alan Scott. He appeared here many times and was very, very popular with the audiences. As I say, if you come to London, do check it out, because there's lots of free things to do, as well as the more expensive things that you possibly read about and see about in return. You know what it's like. There's always something if you look for it. Westminster Library, do check it out. Back as ever though to your breaking story of the day. Remember a while ago we told you all about the National Trust homes and how basically they were going to be looking at them case by case to see if they had any colonialism attached to them and all this sort of nonsense. Now, as I think I told you before, I find this incredible because the CEO of the National Trust is a lady who is paid an incredible amount of money. This is from a charitable fund and of course donations. Now, Hilary Macready basically says that they're going to be looking at all of their properties case by case, including Chartwell, which was the former home of the British Prime Minister Sir Winston Churchill. Now, what I find incredible about this particular story, whether you want to be woke or not, is people simply don't care. They go to these particular places, these properties, because they're steeped in history. They don't want that history removed. They want it left. And more importantly, they go to marvel in the wonderful architecture, the gardens, hopefully the use of the conveniences, and no doubt a pot of tea at the end of it. Am I right? But on a serious note, that's really what they go for. They go to sort of soak up the history. So if you remove the history, then of course you've got a problem, because you're actually changing the narrative of that particular building, that property. What is interesting to note though is that on their website, as ever, you can donate to this charitable trust, no doubt to the fund of Miss Macready's, well, rather expensive salary and the big circle of people that they employ. Of course, there's lots of wonderful volunteers that they have across all of their properties that simply don't get paid and do it for love. Love to know your comments about this particular story. But moving forward, is it right that they're allowed, those particular people who are in power now, to remove such history? What do you think about this story? Over here in the United Kingdom, as you can imagine, it's not been met with absolute happiness. Absolutely. And of course, they're seeing a massive dive in their subscriptions, something they require in order to keep open and pay that mega-sized staff. I would love to know what you think about this story in the comments below. Are we being too anti-woke, or should we let these people decide the narrative of our much-loved history in the short period that no doubt they will remain in that job? Neil Shaw, Westminster, London.